Starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot.
Set traps. He can use his legs to move around a little bit and wait for the right spot, the right entry point to come in with a dangerous guy.
Gervonta Davis continues to demonstrate frightening power as he prepares for his rematch. With Roach, in a recent sparring session, he reportedly dropped his partner with a single, devastating punch. Those close to Davis's camp say he's previously stunned even heavyweight sparring partners with his explosive force. His intense and punishing training routine sends a clear message he's coming for a dominant finish.
Yeah.
Once Tank feel a little more power, he actually really didn't take his power.
I don't think anybody can take his power. You know he knocked out heavyweights?
Yeah.
What happened?
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight
boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Davis is leaving nothing to chance ahead of the rematch. His recent training footage reveals a relentless pace, featuring rapid-fire combinations delivered with incredible speed. The focus in his camp is all about precision and raw power, with sharpened technique and unmatched drive. Davis is clearly preparing to enter the ring without any weaknesses physically or mentally. Terrence Crawford recently shared his perspective on Davis's explosive power. From a seasoned champion's viewpoint, Crawford emphasized that Davis's knockout ability isn't just about brute strength, it's his flawless timing and pinpoint accuracy that make the difference. It's that lethal combination that allows Davis to end fights in an instant, earning respect from even the sport's elite.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then he starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot. My God.
Yeah, he's very explosive. And he be cracking dudes. he be putting him to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Yeah.
And he has so much confidence in his power.
So, you know, he just, in his mind, he know it's a matter of time before I catch.
The draw against Roach has shifted public perception of Davis. Once viewed as untouchable, that result opened the door for doubt. Analysts now question whether Davis has started to decline, or if the draw simply revealed cracks in his preparation. Tim Bradley's critique echoed a growing sentiment. This rematch is no longer just about winning. It's about restoring his status and silencing the critics.
Look like a real businessman now, you know. He's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of calmed it and tamed it down, toned it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now, and he's actually gonna go and train, and he's gonna definitely put on a show, and I think he's gonna win, man. I think he's gonna win by knockout.
How long does that fight go, in your opinion?
It won't go past 6.
Wow, everyone's been saying that.
I don't think it goes past 6.
Why?
What's up, fam?
Why do you guys think it?
Nah, there's too many holes in the game of too many holes. Can improve in or improve on, and you know they're gonna come back and he gonna put their best foot forward, bro. But like, look, if this shit don't motivate you, Tank, you know the fact you got to draw, the fact that you had a big fight lined up with Jake Paul after this, and now you gotta wait, and now you gotta do this rematch, bro. If this don't motivate you, I don't know what will. You know what I'm saying? Because like his name right now is getting drugged through the mud. You know, and all those fans that was on his side, bro, a lot of them are switching teams now, you know. So, you know, look, he got a lot to prove, not only to himself, but a lot to prove to his fans and his fan base out there. So he go back in there, had his rematch, and he do what he's supposed to do, like he's supposed to do the first time around. Then all the shit that happened in the pad, it swept under the rug, because that's just how, you know, the fans is and the sport is. You know, and then he moves on to...
What still sets Davis apart is his adaptability inside the ring. Whether pressing forward with aggression or boxing from a distance, he can control the tempo on his own terms. This ability to adjust mid-fight could prove critical in the rematch. While Roach had success in their first encounter, Davis's capacity to learn and evolve could flip the script entirely this time.
He can set traps. He can use his legs to move around a little bit and wait for the right spot, the right entry point to come in with a dangerous guy. He can do it all. and he can figure it out on the fly with the cerebral part I'm talking about, right? And he's at his prime. See, that's the key. That's the ball you got to put in there. He's at his prime.
He reminds me of the old time janitors, the superintendents in the big buildings, those big buildings, and they had a big brass key ring about this big with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
You're great with the analogies. I love that. I love the analogies.
And he finds the right key.
He does.
He doesn't walk into a room and like bang, oh my God, I should open that door. And a lot of guys do. Romero walked into that room. Garcia walked into that room. Yeah. So he don't, and that's part of what separates him and makes him a guy that's one of the most complete fighters right now of all time.
After the first fight, Davis raised eyebrows with his post-fight comments. Some of his explanations for the performance were perceived as excuses. Drawing criticism from fans and pundits alike, many felt he failed to give Roach the credit he deserved. This controversy has only added fuel to the fire ahead of the rematch, with many now waiting to see if Davis can deliver actions, not just words.
We got to talk about it. So Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe to toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter, because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. Somebody Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was going to look at them like, I don't want her braiding my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But the
Davis versus Roach storyline is beginning to resemble the legendary Mayweather versus Maidana rivalry. In that saga, Maidana pushed Mayweather in their first bout, but Floyd returned with key adjustments to win the rematch convincingly. Davis now faces a similar challenge to prove the first fight was an anomaly and to cement his place with a statement performance.
Thumbs up, because this is what's going to happen. If y'all remember the Mayweather and Madonna match, where everybody thought Madonna beat Mayweather in the first match when they fought each other, like he dominated him, he beat him. Same thing goes here. Lamont Roach, everybody's saying that he dominated Gervonta Davis, but this is not going to happen in the rematch. Gervonta Davis is going to dominate Lamont Roach. If y'all agree with me on what I'm telling y'all, this is just like the Mayweather Madonna fight. I'm trying to tell you. Lamont Roach is going to lose in the rematch, and that's a guarantee. That's not a prediction. That is a...
There were whispers that Davis might walk away from boxing after the Roach fight, but his decision to pursue an immediate rematch tells a different story. By shelving retirement talks and diving straight back into training, Davis is showing a renewed passion for the sport. He's not done yet, not without settling the score on his own terms.
It looks like Tank was not playing about this rematch, man. He's looking to probably get back in the ring with Roach by the end of May. And as far as that retirement stuff, looks like that's out the window as well.
Course of your plans for your future.
Yeah, it definitely changed my plans. I probably got like 4 more fights now. For sure.
But I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. As much as, we hate the fact that he had a draw, I think this was the best thing for Tank. In the press conferences and everything like that, he was kind of forcing himself to be interested. And I only know one person that can bring his interest back. Calvin is the key, man. Calvin has known Tank since he was a child. Nobody knows Tank more than Cal, man. He's the only person that I believe that can bring the best out of Tank. But what do y'all think, man? What do you think Tank needs to do differently in his next fight so he can get back to doing stuff like this, man, at the end of his fights? Comment down below.
With interviews, social media chatter, and expert predictions flooding the space, the truth will only be revealed once the bell rings. This rematch is bigger than revenge. It's about legacy. All the talk will fade when the first punch lands, and only the ring will decide who truly belongs at the top. The boxing world is watching, waiting for clarity.
I just want to know, when is the rematch going to happen at this point? Because I'm not going to lie, for it to be a whole month later and y'all still arguing over who actually won, it's just really like, okay, yeah, run it back, because we got to go ahead and settle this, squabble this up. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to say neither fighter in here is shitty, okay? Because after the fight I seen on March 1st, yeah, they both was tagging shit. Both getting up with each other, okay? I feel like this is the perfect match. If anybody's gonna do a rematch, you need to be down, period. And Gervonta was stinging him. I'm not gonna lie, he was stinging him. Great fight for him. But I'm not gonna lie, he came out knowing what he was trying to do. Y'all have to give it to him. Like, y'all just be hating, okay? Y'all can't get in the ring and fucking fight. Y'all just be hating. At least I'm giving them no day props, okay? Because Gervonta had a great fight. Don't get me wrong. My money was on him. But I think what messed him up was the fact that when he came out, y'all know he usually be two-step. I feel like he already had Tank figured out. And he definitely was not expecting that. And him, on the other hand, I think he came in really having something to prove. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, it was a really good fight, and I feel like this is how I see it. In the beginning of the fight, he was stinking, back to back, you know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the fight, that's when he finally kicked it up. But I seen consistency through him through the whole fight. Not gonna lie, like, so I just feel like the rematch should have happened, because never know, he might, now that he was 3 steps ahead, become 8 steps ahead, and he might really knock his butt down. But at the end of the day, it's like, we need this rematch, because I don't think this is ever going to be a dispute that is.
Some have questioned whether Davis still has the hunger, but his recent training says otherwise. The intensity, focus, and precision in every session suggest a fighter on a mission. Every jab, every move seems calculated and purposeful. Davis isn't just preparing to win, he's training to dominate and leave no doubt about his place in the sport.
Everybody really think Tank go take the L. I've been seeing it. They say it's over. They think that this time Lamont go in more confident, knowing that basically he can, really take it to Tank. Yeah, I want him to go in there confident. He's very skilled. Go in there confident, because you gonna go up against a different Tank. Like I told y'all in previous videos, he go in there confident, thinking he could walk Tank down. Don't forget, with Tank, if he get you on that button, them lights going off. I don't care who you is. Remember how it ended up with Frank Martin? So yeah, don't go in there thinking that you going against like somebody that, like Ryan Garcia, somebody that's go fold. You're going against Gervonta Tank Davis. And I think that confidence is what's going to get Lamont dropped. Because one thing I will say, with Tank, that wasn't your best fight against Lamont, bro. I feel like you was confident, and you was really just, your mind was in y'all story, the lore and everything with y'all history. You ain't going there like, I'm fighting a stranger. You going there like, oh, this Lamont, that's from the same camp, we from the same area. But now I think that whole situation woke him up, because you got to think, Tank not used to losing. He not used to people being against him. He not used to being the one that like got to step back from the situation. That's why I think he being hushed right now, because when he come this time, it ain't no talking. And that's why I think it's scary, because we never see Tank in that mode where he don't say a word. I think this gonna be a different Tank. And what's crazy is Tank used to be like that in the beginning, like when he was with Floyd. Like, I'm talking about Tank with the fade, with the waves, bro. He ain't used to be on that showboat and stuff until he got like, a little bit more.
Respected boxing analyst Teddy Atlas recently weighed in on what makes Davis so special. While his physical gifts are undeniable, Atlas highlighted Davis's timing, fight IQ, and control of the ring as the real difference makers. These traits, especially under pressure, make him one of boxing's most dangerous and unpredictable threats.
Like the way that he boxes, he's versatile. He could do a lot of things. He could go get you. He's got the attitude of a fighter. He's not a huge puncher. Obviously, Tank Davis is the puncher in this, but Roach can go get you, but he can box. I think he's better served. He's got long arms, good length. He's better served. He's got a good boxing IQ, fundamentally solid. He's better served to box on the outside with the always dangerous Tank Davis. Box, see if he can get it done. Angles, pot shot, be disciplined enough to do that all night long. I think he should stay away from trying to go on the inside, which again, he's got the attitude of a real fighter, which you love. I'm going to go inside sometimes. I don't know that would be the best choice. He knows how to do it if he wants to. At the end of the day, all of what I said, Bud, it's one thing that really makes today. It's not because Tank Davis is just undefeated. It's not because Tank Davis is just a great puncher. He's just a full package. He's really, really the full. I don't make him pound for pound up there. He's up there in the top 5 pound for pound. I don't put him there because he's a puncher. I put him there because he is a complete darn fighter. He can go get you. He can fight in the trenches. He can go to the body, the head. He can use his legs when he has to. He can set traps. He can counterpunch.
Unlike many boxing rivalries that drag on without resolution, this rematch is happening fast, and that's a win for the sport. By running it back while the controversy is still fresh, both fighters have kept the spotlight burning. Fans are still emotionally invested, and the momentum hasn't faded. It's a bold, smart move that keeps boxing exciting and relevant.
Credit here, because I have a lot of criticism for Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez for the choice of opponents. But at least Gervonta Davis is doing the Mayweather. He's giving the immediate rematch.
Right.
You had a tough fight, you're doing the immediate rematch. I like it.
All right, so what I'm
I need
curious
to
about,
push back real quick.
Yeah, I knew you would. Go ahead.
Push back. I'm giving the guy credit.
I like Gervonta Davis. I know you talk a lot about his opponents or whatever, and you're talking about Lamont Roach.
We're not going to pick a but
okay.
Find me a less than a 10-1 underdog and he fought on pay-per-view.
Look, I'm talking about this fight right here. Look at the first fight. So picking Lamont Roach, you're saying, he's basically cherry picking is what you're alluding to. He has a history with the guy. They've been in the gym together. They sparred together. They fought in the amateurs. He knew the level that Lamont brought. Also, Lamont's one of those guys. You ask anybody in the boxing world, they know how good Lamont is. To him getting to the title shot or getting his title win, it's kind of like the Jamel Herring fight's really hard to forget. He struggled with some guys that you wouldn't expect him to, but he's really come into his own because the guy who was in the gym that everybody saw coming up has been realized now. So I don't think Gervonta Davis was handpicking an easy guy in Lamont Roach. Stylistically, listen, Gervonta's team's not dumb. They look at what this guy can do and where he can give him troubles, and it certainly worked out that way. Did they overlook him a little bit in terms of being like, I beat him back then. He struggled here and there. I'm just too good. I'm on a different level. I think that Lamont really stepped up. So I'm going. Gervonta's that good, but guess what? So's Lamont.
So I was exaggerating. That's what you're saying. I'm exaggerating.
You tend to be hyperbolic at times. Yes.
How dare he? How